I read all the forum about Poco X3 Pro, and now I will scare you if you want to buy this phone. I have this phone and I've been using it as my second device. Today I want to tell you about 4 important problems that people write about on forums, and we will try to solve some of them together with you, but I found solutions not for all of the problems because unfortunately not all of them can be solved. So let's start right away. The first thing I would like to talk about is the topic of phantom taps. Those who do not know, phantom taps are spontaneous taps on the screen. There is even a poll on this topic, and in the poll we see that a fairly large number of people have this problem. In particular, those who have a Tianma screen. By the way, I don't have this problem, so I can only feel sorry about those who have it. Personally, I cannot even see which panel is installed on my Poco, Tianma or Huaxing. It is not possible to see it, but as I said earlier, I have not had any problems with phantom taps so far. What can you do about it? Well, firstly, if you have a warranty, then I advise you to try to use it, and this is the first and most correct thing that you can and should do. Second, using the partial screen app, you can try to detect problem areas and programmatically disable them. I will leave a link to this application in the description. Well, if this method doesn't help, then there is another, the most difficult one, which was kindly provided by one of the members of the forum. Many thanks to him for this, but here you already need to unlock the bootloader, which is why I say that this is not so easy. And by the way, as far as I understand from the reviews of this method, this also does not always help. I will also leave a link to the instruction in the description. Guys, if you think my videos are worth of your attention, then ring the bell along with the subscription to the channel. But I want to ask you to subscribe with a bell, because without a bell, subscribing in YouTube does not work. And also go to my description on this video, there you may be able to find interesting content and links for yourself. The second problem with the Poco X3 Pro is that the proximity and light sensors are working incorrectly or just stop working. Auto brightness doesn't work, the screen lock does not turn on when making a call. Here we also have a poll on this topic, and the poll claims that 15% of people have these problems, and this is for a minute every 7th, even a little more. And after reading the forum, I realized that no one offers an adequate solution except for a return under warranty, and only reboots help, but the catch is that this may not help for long, and after a while the sensors may not work properly again. As for my phone, I haven't noticed any trouble with this. Well, I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. The next major bug is the GPS problem. How does it manifest itself? Here's what people write. The feeling is that the GPS do not work at all, and the location is determined purely by GSM towers. Sometimes you walk along the road, the GPS will fly off somewhere in another area for 5 seconds and return. This feature creates an inconvenience.
Regular dumps have already gotten so much that I really want to throw this wonderful device against the wall. A friend works as a taxi driver, and for him it is much more critical than for me, because this is his job.
So guys, these are the angry comments. Unfortunately, there is no adequate solution to this problem. As for me, I have no problem with it, everything was great. So if you have some problems with GPS, please write about it in the comments, and maybe you know how to solve this problem, and let us also know about it. Well, and the fourth problem with the device, Wi-Fi. It disappears somewhere. This problem is not widespread, but sometimes it occurs. And here, in fact, the problem seems to be understood, and there is even a possible solution. The issue was not just with Poco X3 Pro, but also with your router. There are guesses on the forums about this problem, and this is what it consists of. Apparently, the internet on the smartphone disappears when trying to use the hops between the 2.4 and 5 GHz router networks. What can you do about this? You need to go to your router settings and disable band steering there. And in fact, the problem with the incomprehensible disappearance of the internet must be solved. And yes, guys, I think that it is not normal. An ordinary person will not play with these band steering and other settings. He will just need to simply connect to the Wi-Fi, and that's it. I never saw such problems with other phones. Okay, so these are the 4 problems discussed in the Poco X3 Pro forums. I really hope that you do not have any of them, because so far I have no such problems with my own Poco. As for me, there isn't much to complain about. Guys, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel with notification bell. My name is Evgeny, if you didn't know. Have a nice day. Всем добра.